What if I told you that most people never discover what they are truly capable of? Not because they lack talent, not because they lack intelligence, but because they quit too early. Every day, millions of people surrender to the same voice. The voice that says, take a break, start tomorrow, you've done enough. It sounds harmless, but over time, that voice steals your potential. And according to David Goggins, it is the reason most people remain average for their entire lives. What's surprising is that Goggins wasn't born mentally tough. In fact, his life was a complete mess. He grew up in poverty. He struggled with fear and self-doubt. He was overweight, unmotivated, and trapped in a life he hated. From the outside, there was nothing special about him. No advantages, no secret opportunities, no reason to believe he would become one of the toughest men on the planet. But then something happened. One realization changed everything. Goggins understood that his biggest enemy was not his circumstances. It was not other people. It was not bad luck. His biggest enemy was the voice inside his own head. The voice that wanted comfort. The voice that wanted excuses. The voice that wanted an easy life. And instead of listening to it, he decided to fight it. That decision transformed an ordinary man into a Navy SEAL, an ultramarathon runner, and a symbol of mental toughness. But the lesson is not about David Goggins. The lesson is about you, because the same voice exists in your mind too. And the question is, will you keep listening to it, or will you learn how to defeat it? But David Goggins soon discovered something even more dangerous than excuses: the lies we tell ourselves. Most people know exactly what they should do. They know they should work harder, exercise more, stop wasting time, learn new skills, take control of their lives. The problem is not knowledge. The problem is action. And to avoid taking action, the mind creates excuses. I don't have enough time. I'm not talented enough. I'll start next week. At first, these excuses seem harmless, but over months and years, they become a prison built by your own mind. Goggins refused to live inside that prison, so he created a brutal habit. Every day, he stood in front of a mirror and forced himself to face reality. No excuses, no pretending, no blaming other people, just the truth. If he was lazy, he admitted it. If he was weak, he admitted it. If he was wasting his potential, he admitted it. He called this the accountability mirror, because real growth begins the moment you stop lying to yourself. Think about it. How many goals have you abandoned because of excuses? How many opportunities have you ignored because fear felt safer? How many times have you convinced yourself that tomorrow would be different? Most people spend their lives protecting their ego, but successful people do something different. They confront reality, even when it hurts, because the truth may be painful, but it is also the starting point of transformation. And for David Goggins, this simple habit became the foundation of everything that came next. But what he discovered afterward was even more shocking. A secret about human potential that completely changed the way he saw limits. The secret David Goggins discovered is something most people never realize. Your mind gives up long before your body does. According to Goggins, when you feel like quitting, when every part of you wants to stop, when your brain starts searching for excuses, you are usually nowhere near your true limit. In fact, he believes most people operate at only 40% of their potential. This became known as the 40% rule. And if it is true, it changes everything. Because that means the moment you think you are finished, you may still have far more left to give. Think about the last time you faced something difficult. A workout, a project, a challenge, a goal you cared about. The moment things became uncomfortable, what did your mind tell you? Slow down, take a break, do it later. That voice feels convincing. But Goggins learned that discomfort is not the same as danger. And most people confuse the two. They treat temporary discomfort like a stop sign. So they quit, again and again. And eventually they convince themselves that average is their limit. Goggins refused to accept that. Every time his mind told him to stop, he pushed a little further. Not because it felt good, but because he wanted proof that the voice in his head was lying. And over time, something incredible happened. He became stronger than his excuses, stronger than his fears, stronger than the version of himself that always wanted comfort. The scary truth is that your greatest limits may not be physical at all. They may exist only in your mind. And once you understand that, you begin to realize how much potential has been waiting inside you all along. But knowing this secret is not enough. Because the real challenge is learning how to stay strong when life becomes painful. And that is where David Goggins developed one of his most powerful ideas. Most people can handle pain for a day. Some can handle it for a week. But very few people can keep going when life becomes consistently difficult. That is why David Goggins developed a mindset he calls callousing the mind. Think about your hands. When exposed to pressure again and again, they develop calluses. The skin becomes tougher. What once caused pain no longer has the same effect. Goggins believed the mind works exactly the same way. Every difficult challenge, every uncomfortable situation, every moment when you want to quit, is an opportunity to strengthen your mind. The problem is that most people avoid discomfort. They choose the easy path whenever possible. And because of that, they never build mental toughness. But Goggins did the opposite. He intentionally embraced challenges, not because he enjoyed suffering, but because he understood something important. Confidence is not built through positive thinking. Confidence is built through evidence. Every time you overcome something difficult, you collect proof that you are stronger than you thought. Every workout completed, every fear faced, every promise kept to yourself becomes evidence. Evidence that you can handle more. And once your mind starts believing that, everything changes. Challenges stop looking like threats. They start looking like opportunities. The truth is that mental toughness is not something you are born with. It is something you build. One difficult decision at a time. One uncomfortable moment at a time. One challenge at a time. And the people who master this skill gain an advantage that most people never develop. Because while others are searching for comfort, they are becoming stronger. But Goggins had one more lesson. A lesson that explains why some people achieve extraordinary results while others stay stuck exactly where they started. In the end, David Goggins teaches us a simple but powerful truth. Your biggest enemy is not the world. It is not bad luck. It is not your circumstances. Your biggest enemy is the voice inside your head that always wants comfort. The voice that tells you to quit. The voice that tells you to wait. The voice that tells you that your limits are real. But as Goggins discovered, most limits exist only in the mind. The moment you stop listening to excuses, the moment you embrace discomfort, the moment you take responsibility for your life, everything begins to change. You become stronger, more disciplined, more confident, and most importantly, you discover what you are truly capable of. So the next time life gets difficult, remember this: you are capable of far more than you think. The only question is, will you prove it to yourself? If you enjoyed this summary, subscribe to Dark Wisdom for more powerful book lessons that can transform your mindset and your life. See you in the next video.